We back, we back, we back. What's up, y'all? Let's take a look at some of these undrafted free agents. We're going to start with Daniel Wise. We're going to do a couple of them, not all of them, but we're going to do a couple of them. Let's start here. Daniel Wise from Kansas. So let's start with some good things, and there are going to be some bad things, but he's our undrafted free agent. So clearly, right, we really need Rod to put some work in on Dan. But the type of player that he is a beat you with quickness, get upfield, chaos player. Kind of beat you off the snap kind of guy. This is him here at this defensive end spot. And that's basically how he would win. He would win with quickness. He would win with like a burst up field. He can give you some relentlessness every now and then. You know what I'm saying? We'll cross that road in a second. But that's the kind of guy that he is. I do think he's playing out of position. I think he's a three tech, and if he was playing three tech, he'll be responsible for just getting upfield and less responsibility, less angles to have to bend. Than this D end spot. He could just line up at B gap, and I think he can give you some one tech stuff in passing downs. Mostly B gap stuff. I can see him in B gap just getting upfield quickly, opposed to all this contain and dropping back in covers like they did one time that made me sick. Let's keep watching. Let's take a look at Daniel Wise here. He's lined up at this 6 right here. I just another example of him winning with this slashing thing, right? Just quickness off the jump. Let's get the the long view, and get a better idea of it. He's right there, right? And he's just gonna cross face quickly, just right before you can get hands on him, like he's upfield, quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, when competition elevates, you're gonna have to bring a little more to the table. And I'm about to really get into all the cons of his game or whatnot. But his base as a player is upfield slasher kind of guy. So let's get started right here. So he's playing defensive end. And I know there's going to be somebody somewhere saying, oh, he played defensive end in college. Can he give Cowboys value at defensive end? I don't think so. I just don't think he's a natural defensive. Like, he's here, right? One thing, he's not natural at the just being in C gap. Like, and I guess I could find a better way to explain it, but after watching film for so long, I could just kind of eyeball it. Some players just naturally aren't C gap players. You're responsible for this tackle's feet to that sideline. That's the responsibility of a C gap player. And I just don't see Daniel Wise being naturally a C gap player. Now, if you put him here, you put him in B gap and just let him get upfield, then that's a whole different story, man. That's a whole different can of worms there. Also, I kind of want him to have a little more technique, a little more hand fighting. I want him to rush with a little bit more of a plan. I'm going to show several more examples of this later. This is a fantastic example, and I want to show you from the wide view first, then I'll show you the cartel view. You got Daniel Wise up here, and something I will say, he shows shades of hand usage, right? Like, there's some evidence that somebody taught him some hand usage. Now, can we teach him better? Should we, beat the technique down him a little bit so he can really, really, focus and put it on the field? Then absolutely. But we see him with a nice little jab hand right here to give himself a little bit of room. But now what? And that's a combination of not being a natural end, not having natural bend, not rushing with a plan. This ain't me crapping on him for being an end. I just know somebody's going to say, well, he played end in college. Can you do it for us? I don't think so. I think he'll be a fantastic three tech, or he'll fit better at three tech. Let me watch how I use the word fantastic. He'll fit better in B gap, but he's just not natural here. Like, take a look at him here, right? Watch this. And I'm going to slow it down too, since I've showed y'all to play 6 times, because y'all like to complain about that. Boom, right? So we see the jab hand, which is appropriate, right? Get your space, give yourself a little more room to work with, gauge your distance here. Right? Yadney got long arms, so I get it, but gauge your distance here. But what would a technical end do? Well, he'll have a little more speed here. He'll have a little more bend here. He'll probably take control of that outside hand kind of sort. He's not really doing it. He's just kind of ran the arch. Can he spin back inside? Sure, there are plenty of things he can do, but like I said, it's not D end behavior. This is one that really like kills me. Like, if you don't have a plan and you don't play with much control, then I think you can be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Now, some players don't play with control because they're super athletic and guys can't get hands on them. I think Daniel's quick, but I don't think he's super athletic enough to not play with hands and control. Take this play, for example, right? He's just gonna slash and try to cross face on this that's the tackle. Yeah, he's gonna slash and try to cross face on this tackle to get the inside gap, but it ends up not working for him because, for one, there's no control. Two, look at how wild his hands are. He got a hand on the helmet, another hand. Well, his elbow's tucked in his hip pocket, so there's no telling where this other hand is. But if he would have come off the ball and punched this guy, he would have had a lot more control. Take a look at 94 right here. See how 94 came off the ball and punched, and he has a little more control here. Now 94 can find the football, and then we'll have a better conversation. Daniel, he's just kind of gonna slash his way out of the play and on the ground. Now, something I do give him credit here for. We are in the goal line. He did kind of cause a power right here, and that did kind of slow this running back down. Sure, that's a solid thing football wise, right? But it wasn't on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on purpose. If that was the case, you would have just submarined the guy or chop blocked him or whatever. But the fact that he's crossing face and giving up his back, this shows me the lack of control. YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. So another example, you wouldn't be on the ground if you use your hands and if you had some kind of control. I hate when Daniel does this. And if he can go to any coach, if any coach can get it out of him, boy, Pawpaw Ryan Marinelli can do it. If anybody can fix this. But this slashy thing, put my shoulder down, stay on your feet, stay square, drop your butt, use your hands, and rush with a plan. And you won't end up on the ground so much. Here's another example, man. Look, take a look at this play, right? Daniel's going to come off the ball. He's going to engage a little bit, and nothing happens. He just gets blocked. There's no counter move. There's no fight with his hands. He's going to deliver a blow, and shouts out to him for actually getting his hands inside, delivering the blow here. So better job with your hands. See, Daniel, see how you can move people if you just use your hands? If you just punch people and not slash, you know what I'm saying? You can actually move folk if you use your hands. But then when they get hands on you, what's the next move? What's the next play? That just gives you a little hope that Rod can fix him. So, just like on that last play, right, you see spurts of him being able to do better. You see the evidence, right? Even on this play, take a look at this. Look at how much better he looks here than previous plays. Boy, look at how much better, right? He's going to come off the ball, get a solid little dip there, boom, and we actually can see, shouts out to the All-22 cartel view, we actually see him attacking that outside hand there. That's what we want you to do. That's the next step. Earlier when I was talking about, okay, you jabbed him to create your space, then what? This is the then what. You come off the ball, create your space, boom, you dip a little bit, try to capture the edge. I don't think he's athletic enough to capture that edge, which is why he's not an enemy, but we do see him dip a little bit to capture that edge, and then there's the problem of the outside hand that's left over. We see him attacking the outside hand so this tackle won't get hands on him. He's winning the leverage battle and all that. I'm like, that's better. That's better. And this play, he wasn't even involved on this play. This ain't a highlight tape. I'm just looking at the film, and I'm seeing spurts of better techniques. I'm like, man, somebody's taught him that. You don't accidentally just roll out the bed, punch, extend, dip, wrist control. You don't just roll out the bed doing that. Somebody's taught him that. He's just not doing it on a consistent level. But like I said, I trust Rod. I know there's some 80% that don't trust Rod. Of them. That ain't my business. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Daniel Wiseman. I'm not gonna be here too long. Hey man, just kind of temper your expectations. I know there's a lot of people that are on the Daniel Wise hype train, and I think he could be solid, but put him in the right position, play him at 3-tech, teach him how to use his hands, how to control, how to attack with a plan, and we'll see what happens. But Hey, those are my thoughts. Y'all can think what you like. Like this video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I drop random film session in the middle of the week just like this. I took 3 days off. I back. Don't forget about my Patreon, man. The Patreon is so important, man. It's more important than food and water. It keeps the lights on here. Last year I wasn't doing undrafted free agents. This year I'm doing some undrafted free agents. So we get better with time. The more film I get, the more I can put out to y'all. And follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI, and support the merch. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey, y'all. Salute.